Hello, everyone. Today, on this book review, it is about The House of Horror. It is a history of Hammer horror films, which was first written in 1973, and it starts off at with Hammer Film Productions' film origins in the 1930s, 1934. To the present day of 1974. It not only does it. This was one of the very first books on the history of Hammer Film Productions, and not only does it do or previews all their horror films up until 1973. It does all the other films within the film genre, which they did, like Hell is the City and Yesterday's Enemy with Stanley Baker, and some of their area films like thrillers and comedies they did from the 1930s to the 1950s. Also, the section is in Hammer's Other Worlds, and it's, as I said, not only Hell is the City and Yesterday's Enemy, but also The Devil Ship Pirates and She, and the sequel, The Vengeance is She, and A Challenge for Robin Hood and Moon Zero 2. But the main focus is on their horror films, and at the beginning, there's the head of Horror Hammer Films at the time, Michael Carreras, whose father James was the founder of Hammer, voices his opinions and his plans for the future plans for the film company. The next introduction comes from director Terence Fisher, who directed quite a lot of their films, like The Draculas and The Devil Rides Out. Next, there's the first of their two stars of Hammer, being Christopher Lee, and then the final one is from Peter Cushing. So it's a good book. It's the majority of the photographs are in black and white. There's a few colour pictures, but some of them of their latest productions, like Dracula AD 1972 and Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, which we did for film and TV studies at school. And some of their abandoned projects, like an action film called Payment in Fear and Zeppelin versus the Pterodactyls, and When the Earth Cracked Open, a sci-fi film, and many others. This is a new edition because my first one, the one I brought in August 1984 in W.H. Smith's in Guildford, got worn out. So I brought this one off Amazon. The price for it back then in 1973 was £1.75. Very different from the books you get on Hammer Film Productions today. And it was published by Lorimar Publishing in London. So not a bad book. I enjoyed it at the time, and I used to flick through and read it a lot. Also as a fact finder and to learn about interesting facts. I mean, you've got a section here on the beauties of Hammer. Say, for example, there's Stephanie Beecham from Dracula AD 1972 and Ingrid Pitt, their starlet, Hammer starlet, and a few other, and quite a few. There's Veronica Carson and Kate O'Mara, who went on to have quite a successful career in film and television, and eventually ended up appearing in the soap opera with Joan Collins, who only really appeared in, I think, one Hammer production or two. But not bad. So There's Ursula Andress and Valerie Leon. Again, Valerie Leon was another Hammer starlet alongside Madeline Smith, who is pictured here in The Vampire Lovers with Ingrid Pitt. See if we can find it. There it is. There she is. There she is. Where my finger is here, this finger, where it's pointing. So that's Madeline Smith. So not a bad book. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed reading it. I like looking at it. I mean, there's been more written and published since then, but whoever the writers were of this book at the time, it was compiled by a number of writers and individuals. They certainly put together a lot of facts for the time it was written in the early 1970s. But I learned quite a lot about Hammer horror film productions, or Hammer film productions, not just their horror genre, but also their other films. And it encouraged me to watch their other films, like Devil Ship Pirates, Hell is the City, and The Vengeance of She, which was the sequel to She with Ursula Andress, and Slave Girls, I think, which has it's got another title now, Prehistoric Women, I think it's called. And When the Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth. They also did in here film adaptations of some of the ITV situation comedies. They did 3 on the Buses films based on the TV series, which is my favourite television situation comedy. And other television, they did other spin-offs of other ITV television sitcoms like Love My Neighbour, Nearest and Dearest, That's Your Funeral, and a film version of the TV series Man at the Top. Again, another ITV production. But all in all, not a bad book. Doesn't go too much into detail, and learned quite a lot. A number of Hollywood stars that worked for Hammer, like Betty Davis and Brian Donalevy, who played Quatermass, and well, quite a few, quite big international stars, such as Tallulah Bankhead and others. So worth reading if you're interested, and worth getting off Amazon or eBay if you're interested in Hammer film productions. And I recommend it. I mean, all in black and white, as I said. All interesting facts. And at the back, you got here and then all the titles of their films with cast, crew, and the year they were made, from films like Dick Barton at Bay, Four-Sided Triangle, Spaceways, The Quatermass Experiment, The Curse of Frankenstein, Quatermass 2, The Abominable Snowman, Sword of Sherwood Forest, The Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll, The Mummy, The Hound of the Baskervilles, Dracula, Prince of Darkness, Quatermass in the Pit, and The Devil Rides Out. So, yes, I recommend it.